How to win a fight without throwing a punch. Let's start with something real. You're minding your own business. Public place, people around. A guy walks up and pushes you. Not enough to knock you down, just enough to test you. Your body reacts instantly, heart racing, muscles tight. Then you notice something important. Behind him are 2 to 4 of his friends, standing casually, smiling, watching. That's when your brain splits in two. One side says fight back, the other side says don't be stupid. You try to talk calmly, but they don't let it stay calm. They raise their voices, they mock you, they step closer. The moment for a peaceful conversation feels gone. You don't fight, you walk away. Later that night, it hits you. People will talk, people will laugh, people will say you got disrespected, and you start thinking, I should have fought. Now here's where the psychology actually begins. That situation was not a fight. It was a social dominance test. Humans don't fight randomly, especially not in groups. What happened to you follows a pattern that's thousands of years old. When one person confronts you and others stand behind them, it's not about strength. It's about status. In psychology, groups create a false sense of power. A person alone feels limited. A person backed by a group feels invincible. That's why he pushed you when his friends were behind him, not when he was alone. His confidence didn't come from himself. It came from numbers. That's the first psychological rule. Aggression increases when responsibility is shared. If something went wrong, it wouldn't be him. It would be all of them. This lowers fear and increases risk-taking. Now let's talk about why staying calm actually works, even if it doesn't look like it. When you stayed calm, you broke the expected script. Aggressive people expect one of two reactions, fear or aggression. Calm doesn't fit either. Calm forces their brain to work harder. Instead of reacting, they start questioning. Why isn't he scared? Why isn't he angry? Does he know something? That uncertainty creates discomfort. And when insecure people feel uncomfortable, they get louder. That's why they overreacted. Not because you were weak, but because you didn't give them the emotional control they wanted. Here's the second psychological rule. Whoever controls emotion controls the situation. The moment you get angry, your thinking shuts down. Your brain switches from logic to survival mode. Tunnel vision, poor decisions, predictable behavior. That's why groups provoke. They want you emotional because emotional people make mistakes. Now here's the part most people don't understand. Walking away didn't end the fight. It changed the battlefield. The fight moved from physical space to mental space, and this is where you can still win. People think reputation is built in one moment. It's not. Reputation is built on patterns. If someone sees you react emotionally once, they remember it. If someone sees you calm under pressure repeatedly, they remember that more. Psychologically, consistency creates authority. The guy who doesn't react easily becomes unpredictable, and unpredictability is intimidating. Now let's talk tactics. How do you actually win without throwing a punch? First, body language. Not aggressive, not defensive. Neutral and grounded. Relaxed shoulders. Feet planted. No nervous movements. Your body should say, I'm not scared and I'm not interested. Second, voice control. Lower volume. Slower speech. In psychology, slower speech signals confidence and control. Fast speech signals anxiety. That's why shouting never looks powerful. It looks desperate. Third, language. No explaining, no justifying, no insulting. Short statements. I'm not doing this. Step back. I'm leaving. These sentences set boundaries without inviting argument. Arguments escalate. Boundaries end interactions. Fourth, exit strategy. You don't storm off. You don't run. You leave like you decided to leave. That's important because psychologically, the person who chooses when an interaction ends holds the power. Now about the next day, the jokes, the comments, the you should have fought talk. Here's the truth. People project their own fear onto you. They imagine themselves in that situation and think about what they wish they'd do. They're not judging your strength. They're coping with their own insecurity. And here's the final psychological rule. Approval seeking keeps you weak. Control makes you dangerous. The moment you stop needing validation, situations like this lose their grip on you. Real confidence is quiet. It doesn't need witnesses. It doesn't need applause. Anyone can throw a punch. Very few people can stay calm while being tested. And those are the people others hesitate to mess with again, because they're not reactive. They're not emotional. They're controlled. If you walked away, you didn't lose. You passed a test most people fail. This is NERVEXIS. Control the mind. Master fear. Thanks for watching. Follow for more.